everybody. This is Kevin. I'm back. This is episode 58 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and this is segment number 2. And check out who I got on the podcast.
Hello,
This
Katelynn.
is Katelynn Korenek. She is the branch manager and the senior escrow officer here at the Sugar Land office.
Yes, I am.
So, and I've been trying to get her on the podcast for a while. So
It's been a little busy here.
yeah, it's been busy. And a couple of nights ago, out of the blue, I got a text message saying I want to be on the podcast.
Yes, because I've never done it before.
So here she is. So tell everybody just a little bit about yourself.
I'm Katelynn again, and I'm the branch manager and escrow officer here at Stewart Title in Sugar Land. I've been in title for 14 years with Stewart Title the entire time. And I have lots of experience. I've done lots of different transactions, residential, commercial, relocation, construction. So that's me.
Yeah, she can pretty much close anything you got.
Yep.
So 14 years. What were you doing before you decided to get in the title?
I was in college,
Where?
U of H.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a U of H. I'm a Coug.
Okay.
I'm a graduate.
Which
but yeah,
campus?
Sugar Land.
Oh, the one across the street?
And some classes were downtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I graduated from Clear Lake.
Yeah. So I went to U of H, and I was a full-time student, and I worked full-time too. I worked here as Jennifer, our boss now. I was her assistant when I started, and I was in college. It was like my senior year, I think.
Really?
And I stayed. I'm still here.
So you, right out of college, your first job was with Stewart Title?
Yes.
Wow.
So if you my first job was like a lifeguard, Kevin, but like that doesn't really count.
My first job was pushing a lawnmower.
Right.
But that doesn't make me look too good. So that's pretty impressive. I like
Yeah.
that. Same place your entire career.
Yes.
And she's only like 23 years old. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's been working for a long time. Why did you choose title insurance? Why did you? I mean, were you interviewing for a bunch of other positions?
I actually interviewed at a couple of different insurance companies by recommendation of my mom. She was like, hey, I think this is something, it's a good like stepping stone to get in with a company. And I interviewed like a regular insurance company. I interviewed at an insurance company that was for like security companies and things like that. And then when I came here and interviewed with Jennifer and she kind of explained it to me and I started learning, I was interested.
Right.
And so that's when, and the title's one of those things, like once you start, you never leave. Like you stay there forever, even if you're not with the same company, which I am, but you just kind of stay in title. It's kind of like addictive.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I was in property management for 7 years before you guys hired me, and I wish I'd have come over here before.
Yeah,
so
I think we would be happy if you came over before too.
This is a fun industry, so
every file's unique. Everything's a different situation all the time.
We have so many agents; they're all different, and they all have different expectations and things like that. So you just somebody said at a different podcast that we're not only title reps and escrow officers, we're also psychologists and HR people.
And like chameleons, because when you go in the closing room, you don't know what kind of personalities you're going to have or people, so you just have to kind of adapt to whatever their needs are.
So you said you had 14 years experience, right?
Yes.
So tell everybody who else is here and how many other people work for you.
So our unit is 7 people, so me and Kevin's unit. And then we also have a commercial unit that's here in our office as well that has a couple of folks that work there. And then we have Jennifer, who's our boss, and she's been with Stewart for over 20 years, 25 plus years.
Yes.
She's our mentor for everything. So, but yeah, I think that we have 7 or 8 people here. I think I said 7, I think I meant 8.
Yeah, so we have another escrow officer.
Right.
Danny.
We have 2 escrow officers. We have 2 processors. We have a funder. And then we have our front desk coordinator, Michelle, who does all of our order entry and kind of like our post-closing.
Yeah.
And we're always looking for more escrow officers that have talent.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you're an escrow officer and there's any situation where it would be possible for us to, just have a conversation,
let us know.
Get us a call. Let us know. So how do you see, I know you work in an office and you're a numbers lady and everything, but how do you see the future of real estate right now with the economy the way it is and the real estate industry the way it is. What do you think is going to happen in the future?
Well, I, for one, want to say I think being in Houston is a really big plus for people in this industry. Our market here is a little bit different than other places, and so that is working in our favor always. But I do feel like this is kind of the new norm. COVID was crazy. That's not normal. But this is kind of the new norm. And I feel like that's why business has picked up the last few quarters, because people realize that rates are what they are. And so if they want to make a move, they better do it, because house prices are not going down.
No.
Especially not in this area over here.
Yeah.
So you just have to take the plunge, and then maybe in the future you can refinance and get a lower rate.
They say, marry the house and date the rate?
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So what about real estate agents and what kind of advice can you give a new real estate agent?
First, tell me that you're new. Let me know that you've only done a couple transactions, or maybe it's your first transaction, because we can do like a walkthrough class with you, going over like title basics 101, what we need to know on the contract for the title company to know. And then just ask us questions. If you're not sure, don't be afraid to ask. And that way we can help each other, and then we'll all look better in front of the clients because we'll all know what we're doing.
Right.
So just, ask us questions. Don't be afraid. I mean, I was new once too and had a lot of questions, and each transaction's a little different, and there's no question that, and if I can't answer it, I'm going to find someone that can, or we'll get to the bottom of it.
Don't think there's a question you can't answer.
I kind of have a title in my brain. It's just there.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, I said, I don't know the answer, but I guarantee you Katelynn does.
Yeah, after this many years, you've acquired a lot of knowledge about title.
What's your favorite, do you prefer closing residential, commercial, or?
It's different. I like residential because it is more personal and you get to know the people. Commercial there's not a lot of emotion in it. Right. So it's because it's a business transaction. They're not going to live there with their family and, all the memories that they're going to have with their family. Or if they're selling their house, they're sad because of all the memories they had with their family in the house. So I think it's just different. Commercial is a little bit harder, so it gives me something that challenges me a little bit. Residential is not as challenging after all this time. Yeah. But there's different aspects that I prefer for each. That's why I like doing the mix and not just doing residential or just doing commercial right now. But my favorite part is doing the closings. Like, especially when you have great people and you end up finding something in common and you laugh and joke and, and sometimes there's some tough ones where people are really sad, but that's where you get to know people. I've met some really interesting people over the years. So.
And then if someone is selling their house and they have, they're getting divorced, or there is someone that's been deceased on the property, or there's just, it's not a standard, push it through kind of contract.
Tell me up front, please.
Yeah. Tell them.
Let me know. Let's start talking about it in the very beginning, so that we know if there's an issue we need to resolve, we can get it resolved and still close on time.
Right.
So come to me even before you have a contract. If you're working with a customer, you've got a listing, and they're like, "Hey, my husband passed away last year. I did not probate his will." Then we can talk about other options that can be done.
If someone is not selling their property, but they just want to change or add someone to the title, tell everybody about that.
We get asked that question a lot, so very good point to bring up. Basically, we can't really do anything as the title company after closing occurs, because there's a lot of issues that can come up later. We get subpoenaed for stuff like that.
That's not the kind of podcast.
Yeah. So basically, you would want to visit with a real estate attorney, who we can refer you to a couple different ones to work with. But after closing has occurred, it's not in our best interest as the title company, the disinterested third party, to get involved with removing people to title. And if there's a lender involved, you really need to talk to your lender first before you do that, so that there's no negative implications on you for doing it. But you definitely need to talk to a real estate attorney, because we're not attorneys.
No.
I stopped college at 4 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I probably should have asked you this in the beginning, but tell everybody out there that may be watching this that doesn't really know, what do we do? Why do people, when they buy or sell a house, end up at a title company's office?
Okay. So the title company is an insurance company. We literally, our job is to issue title policies, just like you would get like a homeowner's insurance policy on your house. But what we do is we do the title part, which is searching the title, making sure if there's anything on there that we've found it. So we search the property, abstract it is another word they use. And then we also handle the escrow. So we do the money too. Mm-hmm. So basically we're the disinterested third party. So everyone can put all the money through us. We can work with all the other parties, the lenders, the buyers, the sellers, the agents. So we're acting as that middle person to help all the people get the transaction done.
Okay.
So the title insurance company is ensuring that the buyer is getting free and clear title to the property, along with a list of other things that you get coverage for. Mm-hmm. And then a lender is going to get a title insurance policy for their loan that they're giving the buyer.
Okay.
So that's what we're here for. But the extra step that we do is the escrow. There are some companies that are just title companies, mm-hmm. and they don't do escrow. It's different in different states. Okay. Texas is kind of unique.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, Texas is unique because we have our own land title association. It's called TLTA. Most other states are ALTA. So Texas has its very own land association.
So what happens after the house closes and 2 or 3 years down the road, something comes up with the title?
Then you luckily have a title insurance policy.
That's what this is for.
Hopefully issued by Stewart Title. And you would go back to the title company, and if the policy covers what the issue is, then the title company has to remedy that for the customer.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So this is why, what she just said is why I tell agents all the time that all title companies are not created equal.
Correct.
Okay? Because if you do a transaction with somebody because they gave you a discount on their office fee or whatever, and then 2 years down the road they're gone, and your client calls you and says, "Hey, I have an issue. Da 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 da." Where are you going to go?
The title company's closed. That's why you want to close at Stewart Title.
Yes, you want to close with a reputable title company that's been around for a long time. Which leads me to my next and my final question is, what makes Stewart Title different than everybody else?
A few things. The culture of our company. Most of the people that I've known that work here forever. Just like me, I started here and I've stayed here. I'm loyal to this company because I believe in it. We're a global title company, so we're all over 49 countries, I think. We've been around for 130 years, and we have locations. Houston is our home base. So we have so many options for people here in the Houston area that need something closed. I mean, it's just that, and it's the job security. You know, you can go work for a small title company, and maybe they lay you off in a year. Yeah. Stewart Title it's that culture, and they keep their customers. I mean, they keep the people here that they want here. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, I've been here exactly 2.5 years today.
I can't believe that. Today?
Today. Yeah, I got started
Time
on
flies.
January 2nd. So. Yeah. So as we wrap this up, why don't you tell everybody, all the agents out there that aren't using Stewart, how they get a hold of you so they can.
You can call me or email me, and I'm sure Kevin can put my email and phone number in the podcast when he posts it. Yep. But email me, call me. If I don't answer, please leave me a voicemail. I will call you back because I'm in closings a lot of times during the day, especially on Fridays. Mm-hmm. So if I'm not at my desk, leave me a voicemail and we'll get back to you. And if I can't help you, I will find someone who can.
So, Katelynn Korenek, branch manager, senior escrow officer. If you're not using Stewart Title, give us a call. You should be.
Yes.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Kevin. This
has been episode number 58 of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. You guys have a very nice weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.